Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will, said the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the webinar on drug abuse and youth. My name is Nikita Menezes, and I'm going to be your moderator for this webinar. In December 1987, the United Nations General Assembly declared 26 June as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. The war against drugs is a global campaign fought every day of every year. But the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking on the 26th of June is designated to instill a feeling of responsibility in individuals all around the world, particularly the youth. All around the globe, events are held in schools, colleges, workplaces, and public areas to raise awareness of the overall issue, as well as the risks of drugs and their usage. This year's theme, Share Facts on Drugs, Save Lives, emphasizes the importance of combating disinformation campaigns about illegal drugs that can harm the public. It is aimed to combat misinformation and encourage the exchange of facts, from health hazards to solutions to the global drug problem to the evidence-based prevention, rehabilitation, and aftercare. There is so much that life has to offer us, and choosing drugs over life is the worst decision we can make. Drugs have the power to take away all good things we have in our lives, including our lives itself. We owe it to ourselves not to let that happen. Which is why we at MAHE have organized this webinar as a part of our project Nasha Mukt Udpi Abhiyan by involving young leaders at MAHE, funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. On this occasion, we are honored to have esteemed dignitaries and invited guests in attendance. I request Dr. Geeta Maya, the Director of Student Affairs at MAHE and the Principal Investigator of the Nasha Mukt Udpi Abhiyan project to welcome our August gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Nikita. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the webinar on drug abuse and youth. We have organized this webinar as a part of the Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan project undertaken by the Department of Student Affairs, MAHE, and funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. We chose the topic of drug abuse and youth specifically to observe International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking to 2021. Every year on 26th of June, people, communities and various organizations all over the world come together to raise awareness of the major problem that illicit drugs represent to the society. What is more troubling is that this problem is affecting our youth. Students who are young and naive and have their whole life ahead of them are in danger of falling prey to the ill effects of drugs and may end up throwing away their bright future without knowing the consequences of drug abuse. Drug abuse and mental health go hand in hand. The people who are under harmful addictions are not only putting their physical health at stake, but are sure to suffer severe mental issues as well. Hence, this talk is truly a need of the hour, and who better to address the student and community on this topic than a renowned psychiatrist. I take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to our resource person of the day, Dr. P.V. Bandari, consultant psychiatrist and director of Dr. A. Baliga Group of Institutions, OP. Very warm welcome to you, sir. Sir, we are deeply honored and grateful to you for accepting our invitation to deliver this talk. Every activity that we conduct always has the unstinted support of entire management team of MAHE. In order to support this event, MAHE authorities have recorded some positive and encouraging messages addressed to our students and the community as well. Dear sirs, I thank you all for your thoughtful messages and welcome you all to this event. I also extend a cordial welcome to all MAHE officials, faculty members, and student friends and all other distinguished invitees attending this webinar. I'm very happy to see that so many participants have joined our webinar. A dream of having a world free of drug abuse can only be achieved by understanding the facts and working together to get rid of this menace. I thank you all for accepting our invitation, and I welcome you all to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Geeta Maya, for the warm welcome. We are truly blessed to have a very encouraging and supportive management team at MAHE. They have recorded some positive and encouraging messages addressed to our students and the community as well. We will now display these messages.
My dear friends, I am very happy that our university is a part of this Nasha Mukt Abhiyan 2021, and I extend a very warm greetings to all of you. As you are already aware, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, that is MAHE in India, has a heritage that spans over 5 decades of relentless pursuit of intellectual excellence. It truly has been a ceaseless quest of the legacy and dream of its founder, Dr. T.M.A. Pai, a noted medical doctor, educator, banker, and above all, a wonderful human being. Inspired by his zeal for life, he had been a legendary vision of disseminating and imparting knowledge to all and to make this world a better place of humanity to live and enjoy. Department of Student Affairs, MAHE, is conducting an year-long project of Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan 2021, which is a part of the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 2021. This project is funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. MAHE, an institution of excellence and eminence, has always striven hard to eradicate drug abuse and drug peddling on its campus. Our vision is to be a leading university dedicated to the pursuit of excellence by fostering, disseminating, and applying knowledge, and to instill ethical and intellectual values to ensure and enriching the future for all the student community. Mahatma Gandhi has said, I quote, "Education alone is the panacea for all social evils," unquote. I take this opportunity to thank the Student Affairs Department of our university who are taking it further, and we will all work together to make our campus a drug-free MAHE campus. By working together with the government and the community, we can enlighten our youth that drug use is dangerous and that it destroys the fabric of our society. I wish this Abhiyan great success. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Warm greetings from Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institution of eminence deemed to be a university. It is with a sense of pride and commitment that I inform you about a high priority year-long project we have undertaken to combat drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking on the MAHE campus and the surrounding areas of Udupi district. This project, titled Nasha Mukta Udupi Abhiyan, is organized by the Directorate of Student Affairs, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, and funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. Substance abuse is amongst the most complex problems we face today, with wide-ranging impact on the health and well-being of our students in particular and the community in general. There are no easy solutions. However, this initiative reinforces my strong conviction that we can chart a better path to counter this menace in our society. I urge all of you to work towards prevention of substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking. Together, we can ensure that the entire community can live in health, dignity, and peace and achieve security and prosperity for the entire community and the country as a whole. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Dear students and well-wishers of MAHE, I extend warm wishes and greetings to all of you. Drug addiction is a major problem, especially in the younger population, not only in India, but throughout the world. Addiction to drugs destroys the individual in many ways, intellectually, physically, psychologically, and financially. It puts tremendous pressure on the family members. To combat the problem, the government started Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan in 2015. As a part of Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 2021, the Department of Student Affairs MAHE is organizing Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan 2021 throughout the year. This project is funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. To combat the menace of drug addiction in students most effectively, the entire community must be involved to convey the message that the use of drugs is harmful and illegal. I am sure all of us together would be able to effectively combat the problem. I wish the project all the success. Thank you.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Dilip Naik, Pro Vice Chancellor MAHE, bringing warm greetings from the Mangalore campus. Education is a powerful weapon in the fight against drugs. As one of the top ranking universities in India, MAHE deems it a responsibility to play a vital role in helping young people remain drug-free. Hence, this initiative by the Department of Student Affairs MAHE to organize the year-long project Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan 2021, which is a part of the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 2021. This project is funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. Educating young people about the hazards of substance abuse and equipping them with skills to deter the drug use is an important component of MAHE's war against drugs. Let us all work together and urge our youth to say no to drugs and stick to the commitment forever. Thank you.
Substance abuse is a major social ill affecting not just the individuals and their families, but the entire society. Control and elimination of this problem requires a multi-pronged strategy targeting people and policies. This effort of the Directorate of Student Affairs MAHE in creating awareness in the community is a step in the right direction. May you succeed in your endeavor in making the district Nasha Mukt. Thank you.
Greetings from MAHE, Manipal. I am Dr. Narayan Sabahit, Registrar of MAHE. Many of you are already aware that the Department of Student Affairs MAHE is conducting a year-long project Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan 2021, which is a part of the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 2021. This project is funded by the Ministry of Social Justice of Empowerment, Government of India. Today, my message for the student community is stand up against drugs. Don't let drugs get in the way of your dreams. Please help us by supporting our project and passing this message to your peers. As a team, we can definitely eradicate this menace from our campus and our society. Thank you.
नमस्कार। नशा एक हिंदी शब्द है। अगर हम आसपास की उसका अगर कोई हिंदी शब्द देखेंगे तो और एक वर्ड आता है, बहुत पावरफुल वर्ड आता है, वो है नाश और विनाश। कहने का मतलब ये है, अगर हम नशा लेते हैं या सेवन करते हैं तो हम लोग नाश के बहुत करीब खड़े रहते हैं। एंड ये इट विल टेक अस टुवर्ड्स द डिस्ट्रक्शन। नशा एक ओवर स्पीडिंग कार की तरह है, जिसे तो हम ये आपको नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाती है, ये पूरा आपका परिवार और आसपास का जितना लोग हैं उनको डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली सबके ऊपर इसका असर पड़ता है। हर एक साल 26 जून को दुनिया भर में मादक पदार्थों के सेवन से दूर रहने के लिए बहुत सारे अवेयरनेस किया जाता है। हमारी डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ स्टूडेंट अफेयर्स, मणिपाल एकेडमी ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन की तरह से भारत सरकार के मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस और एम्पावरमेंट द्वारा जो प्रोग्राम किए जाते हैं, इसमें से पूरा उडुपी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हम जागरूक करते हैं कि कैसे नशा नहीं लिया जाएगा। तो अंत में मैं एक ही लाइन बोलना चाहता हूं, जितने रहेंगे आप नशा से दूर, जिंदगी खुशियों से होगी उतनी भरपूर। आइए कसम खाते हैं, लेट्स मेक नशा मुक्त उडुपी और नशा मुक्त भारत। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
It's popularly said that friends in need are friends indeed. If you really have that true friend indeed, he will never ever encourage one to smoke weed. As we already navigate through these difficult times of COVID-19, it is all the more important that we stay healthy, we stay mentally tough, and stay away from any form of addictive stuff. Let's do our bit in having a Nasha Mukt Udupi and a Nasha Mukt Bharat. Thank you.
Dear friends, we are all aware that substance abuse and illicit traffic of drugs is a menace in our society and major cause of disorientation among the youth. Drug addiction can lead to serious long-term consequences like disorientation in physical and mental health, relationships, education, and employment. Therefore, it can be looked at as an enemy of the society, as it is engulfing more and more people every single day, and getting rid of it should become our first priority. In this regard, active steps need to be taken to curb substance abuse. The most important step in this direction will be to spread awareness amongst the students and the community at large. Our Indian government has already initiated various missions and is striving hard to achieve success in this direction. We at MAHE have undertaken the year-long Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan project funded by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, in an effort to educate our youth and free our society of the perils of substance abuse. Supporting the fight against drug abuse will not only help us save people's lives, but will also bring forth an understanding of how deeply embedded in our community. I request all our dear student community to help us achieve this objective by involving themselves in all activities that we have planned as a part of the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan project, and help make our campus as well as surrounding villages of our district Nasha Mukt. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs and madam, for such a thoughtful message. I'm sure with such encouraging and supportive management team, we will definitely achieve a goal of having a Nasha Mukt Mahe and a Nasha Mukt Udupi very soon. A renowned psychiatrist, lecturer, author, and public speaker, Dr. P.V. Bhandari has contributed significantly in the field of mental health. And today we are deeply honored to have such a distinguished person as a resource person today. Dr. Bhandari began his medical career with an MBBS degree from JJM Medical College, Davangere. He has supplemented his medical degree with a diploma in psychological medicine from MAHE, where he was awarded the best outgoing student and gold medal by the psychiatry department, and a diplomat of National Board Psychiatry from Father Muller's Medical College, Mangalore. Dr. P.V. Bhandari is a recipient of numerous awards, including the very prestigious S.S. Jairam Award, awarded by the Karnataka Psychiatric Society for the year 2005-2006, the Udpi Taluk Sahitya Sammelan Award in 2009, the district level Kannada Rajotsava Award in 2008, the CADA BAMS Distinguished Psychiatrist Award in 2012, the Spandana Award by the Karnataka Psychiatric Society in 2012 for his exemplary services in alcohol de-addiction, and so many more. Dr. Bhandari has held several prestigious positions in various institutes and as well in the state. He has served as a consultant psychiatrist at Lombard Memorial College, Udpi, a lecturer in the Department of Psychiatry at Yannapoya Medical College, an honorary psychiatrist at the Government District Hospital, Udpi, and as an assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry at Kasturba Medical College, Mahe. While working at the Government District Hospital, Dr. Bhandari started the psychiatry department and also was instrumental in the construction of a separate psychiatry ward and arranging free medicines by getting donations from private donors. He has also written several articles and books on the subject of mental health and is a regular resource person for talks and workshops on mental health related topics in schools and colleges across the district. Dr. Bhandari is currently working as a director and consultant psychiatrist at the Dr. A.V. Barliga Group of Institutions, Udpi. So we are truly honored and delighted that you have accepted our invitation to be the resource person today. May I please request you to address the gathering?
Thank you very much. Hope I am audible. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. So today I'll be talking on drug abuse and youth. So the basic thing is this theme, share facts on drugs and save lives. This is the theme given by the United Nations. In fact, from 1987, they have been celebrating this particular day. The main aim has been to create awareness. In fact, I have been a part of these celebrations of this day from almost 1998, when I was a student in Manipal University, when I was doing my postgraduate diploma there. So in fact, I am very happy to be a part of this initiative by my alma mater, Manipal University, which is now again called as Manipal Academy of Higher Education. This is an institution which my late father also served. My wife is currently serving. So it is a really a very memorable occasion for me to be a part of this celebration and to be a part of the program today. And it's very nice that you have decided to connect with these young leaders of Manipal Academy of Higher Education to inform them about this particular issue of drug abuse. So basic aim of this day is to create awareness and also to see that people who are using these drugs, they accept this particular problem and they analyze why they should be, why this problem should be treated and take action. The action should be, in fact, our own Department of Psychiatry in KMC Manipal has a very good de-addiction unit. One of my friends, Dr. Samir, is in charge of that unit. So the basic aim is all the leaders should know that this is a medical illness. Please understand that it is not habit. Please understand that it is not a morally wrong thing they are doing by taking to drugs. What actually they are doing is they are suffering from a disease. This drug addiction is a disease just like diabetes and hypertension. This is the first message I would like to convey to our young leaders. So now coming to what is this drug? So drug is generally a substance that when absorbed into the body, it alters the normal bodily functions. But today, today's topic and today's day is dedicated to this particular drugs, which are chemicals that change the way a person's emotions, person's thoughts, they work. Please understand, these substances are called as psychoactive substances, and these substances have been a part of our culture from times immemorial. If you look at our history, if you look at mythology, if you look at our gods, goddesses, there is a lot of information about how this bhang was a part of our culture. Alcohol, which was called as Madira, this was a part of our culture. So what you should understand is these drugs have been governing our human life from a very long time. So now we are dealing with drug abuse. What is this abuse? What is this word convey? See, drug abuse, it is a habitual use of drugs and it is not for therapeutic purposes. Doctor has not prescribed it, please remember, but a person is using it solely to alter his mood, to affect the state of his consciousness. He continues to use these drugs despite knowing that it is bad to him, and basically he becomes dependent on this. In fact, we use terminologies. I am using medical terminologies in a very restricted sense because I understand there are people from different faculties, but please understand these substances, they lead to such a phenomena that a person, he becomes physically dependent on drugs, mentally dependent on drugs. I will come to it later. And please understand, today when we talk about drugs, we may talk about marijuana, cocaine, heroin and alcohol, but there are much bigger, much larger use of these drugs is done by all of us in the form of coffee, tea and tobacco, chewing tobacco, use of sedatives. All these can also be used excessively. So with this background, now the first question is, why does the youth go for these drugs? See, youth is a very peculiar period of our life. Please understand this. In fact, the college youth, especially when he comes to MIT or he comes to KMC, this is a time where they are na chote hain na bade hain, bahut mushkil mein pade hain. They are independent. They want to experiment. They want to know what is fun. Friends tell them that taking alcohol is fun. Smoking gives them a kick. They are very curious about it. And whether you like it or not, it has become a fashion. I remember when I was a student, I remember a friend of mine who was studying in the architecture department. He was telling me he was the only person who was not drinking. So they used to make fun of him. So ultimately he ended up taking to alcohol. So what happens is, please understand, it is this experimental behavior, this fun seeking, the fashion, the curiosity that makes a person to get into these drugs. And as you see in this cartoon, the person, he gets attracted to drugs, and what happens is he loses on his education, he loses on his campus interview, his career is gone. More than that, he loses his health. In fact, mind you, the commonest cause of death in college students, the first one is road traffic accident, second one is this alcohol drug abuse and its related health issues. So please bear this in your mind, and please understand, why does an addict go in search of this? He goes in search of peace. He wants euphoria. He wants the kick. He wants to be calm. He wants pleasure. He wants to be relaxed. He wants to be detached from pain and he wants ecstasy. You'll be surprised. There is a drug called ecstasy. There is a drug called Anandamide that gives ultimate Ananda. That's what they say. And despite it, students should convey to their colleagues, you leaders should convey to these colleagues that no drug is answer to any of these problems. Yes, drugs lead to health related issues. Drugs lead to psychological problems like anxiety, social issues, financial problems, drowsiness, and this person loses his memory, is not able to concentrate in his work, and he loses his weight, he loses his stamina. And in fact, I will tell you, the worst day in my career as a psychiatrist was around 20 years back when I had to perform a postmortem of a 19-year-old male whom I had treated around 2.5 years ago for this problem of drug addiction. In fact, he died of overdosage. He overdosed himself with the injection called as TD Jessic and he died. And I was in government service and I had to do the postmortem. So I am telling you, these drugs definitely are creating a lot of problems to our life. It can lead to memory disorders. It can lead to heart disease in young age, what is called as endocarditis, which occurs because of injectable drug abuse. It can lead to cirrhosis. It can lead to hepatitis C, again because of this usage of injectables. And of course, less known fact is these drugs lead to infertility. They reduce immunity. All of you are aware of this COVID-19 and there is a lot of debate on immunity. And mind you, the recent studies from Udupi district, which was again published by Manipal University itself, what they have found is users of alcohol, users of tobacco died more compared to non-users. So please understand, these drugs, either be it be tobacco, be it be alcohol, be it be the various other drugs, this leads to decrease in immunity and of course it leads to loss of interest. Many of them develop what is called as amotivational syndrome and they don't go to college, they are hostel bound or they lie down in the PG, never have interest to go back to their college and many of them can be violent. In fact, almost every month we get 1 or 2 admissions, mostly from professional colleges in and around Udupi and Manipal, and many of them are violent youth who have taken to drugs. And of course, these drugs could lead to antisocial activities. You must be aware, recently 3 students stole laptops from their classmates in their hostel. This was just before the COVID and they had been arrested. And the reason was these were the people who wanted money for drugs. So drugs lead to crime, drugs lead to violence, drugs lead to terrorism. You'll be surprised. Yes, you might have read about reports where youth who were using drugs were blackmailed by foreign people who were actually selling them drugs, and then they blackmailed them and used them for terrorism related purposes. So these things are certain issues which our youth should be aware of. Now, as leaders, I would like to tell you what are the how do you identify? And I am sure there are a few teachers, there are a few counselors. I would like to tell you how to identify these people who use drugs. Basically, these people have bloodshot eyes, and if you notice in the hostel, they do not eat well. They have abnormal sleep patterns. Suddenly they lose weight or they gain weight, and they dress very shabbily. They have unusual smells on breath, and they have impaired coordination. And of course, they have lot of behavioral issues. They don't work properly. They don't attend classes. There is decline in their performance. They have a lot of financial issues. They indulge in secretive behaviors. There is sudden change in their, they try to get into new friend circles. They try to go away from their old friends because the friends advise them a lot, and these are the people who get into accidents because they are intoxicated, and many a times they may drive at a very large speed. They may meet with accidents, and they can create problems in the hostel. And when everybody else goes to the college, they are sleeping in the hostel. They complain of lack of motivation. They don't mix with people, and many of them complain of unexplained anxiety. They say, especially these ganja users, one of the common hallmarks we have seen in students is unexplained anxiety, and they do not reveal the use of ganja. And once we probe further, we realize that these particular persons have been taking ganja, and that has led to anxiety. And of course, these drugs lead to a lot of problems like loss of coordination. They have memory loss. Their judgment is poor. So thereby they suffer academically, they suffer socially, and they many a times become dropouts. If you look at the study of dropouts from any college, a large chunk of them are because these students were addicted to drugs. This is what my experience has taught me. And please understand, nearly 25% of these youth are getting addicted to these substances. Initially, they start with the tobacco. Many of them start with these what is called as the prescription drugs. And of course, you might have heard the new problem that is coming up, inhalants. This is sniffing of petrol, use of Fevibond. These are certain things which have picked up among the student population of late. Tobacco contains nicotine, which gives them the kick. Inhalants contain toluene, which gives them the kick. And slowly they move into, this is what is called as the escalation hypothesis. Escalation hypothesis is a hypothesis which says from tobacco, the gateway, tobacco, alcohol, they go to marijuana, and from marijuana to cocaine and heroin. So this is how they progress. Very rarely we see any of these people, especially our student population, coming to us directly with saying, I'm using heroin, I'm using cocaine since 5 days, 6 days. No, usually they graduate. It is like your BE, ME, PhD, like, or a bachelor's degree means tobacco, alcohol, that is the first thing. Then they go into marijuana, then they go into land up with cocaine or heroin. This is how they escalate. So basically they become physically dependent, they become mentally dependent. What I mean by this is, in physical dependence, when they don't take the drug, they develop what is called as withdrawal symptoms. They develop tremors of hands. If he doesn't take alcohol, a person who was using alcohol develops sleeplessness, tremors of hands. He starts getting to hear voices of other people talking to him, terrorizing him, telling him that he is a stupid fellow. So many things. These are called as hallucinations. So basically the youth develop what is called as the withdrawal symptom. Similarly, if they are not using the opioid or morphine, which is again one of the commonest drugs that is abused, these people develop pain abdomen, they develop severe sweating, they cry with pain, they in fact it is uncontrollable, intractable pain, and they start vomiting, they crave for the drug. So this word craving means there is this mental dependence. The person, he believes that he can live properly, he can have an optimal state of his mind only if he takes the drug. So as you see in this cartoon, he repeatedly thinks he needs the drug, he wants to have the drug again. This is what is called as a mental dependence. The hallmark of mental dependence is craving. As the class is going on, here is the student who craves. Shall I go to the toilet? Shall I have a puff of ganja? Shall I go to the toilet and have a shot of this injection? This is what he keeps thinking as the class is going on. So this is what is called as the physical and mental dependence. And please understand, these drug abuse, especially in our society occurs due to various reasons. In fact, in the youth, it is due to curiosity, experimentation, peer pressure. Of course, adolescence is a period of storm and stress, failure in examinations, love failure, breakup in emotional relationship, depression. There is what is called as a self-medication hypothesis. Many people, many youth get addicted to drugs because when they take the drug, they feel there is relief in depression. There is relief in their stress. So this is what is called as self-medication hypothesis. So many youth become victims of this drug abuse because they feel there is relief in this substance, and ultimately they start increasing the dosage and they become addicted to this. Now I'll come to these routes, various routes, and how they take the drugs. In fact, there are many drugs which are used orally. Alcohol, oral drug. Then of course these prescription drugs, what are called as a benzodiazepines. Then of course there is this bhang. Bhang is a form of cannabis. It is available, it is mixed in sweets, it is taken orally. Then of course there is snorting. Snorting especially popular with cocaine, smoking, and of course smoking especially tobacco as well as this marijuana is smoked. Then there are these injections. Injections, usually opium is available as morphine injection or TD-Gesic injection, which is a synthetic opium. So these are the different routes by which our youth are using. I am telling you this because you should understand, among all these routes, the most common route is still oral. The most dangerous route is injection, because many times they share these injections, and because they share these injections, many times many of them develop hepatitis C, hepatitis and also HIV infection. And of course, smoking can lead to asthma, smoking can lead to a lot of other issues. And there are different categories. It is not one drug. There are different drugs, but effects also are different. And basically, the common categories, we as psychiatrists, we are seeing here in and around Udupi, the basic things are the narcotics, mainly the opium derivatives, cannabis, and of course the depressants, alcohol and benzodiazepines, and of course sometimes the stimulants, very rarely hallucinogens. Now why I am telling you this is, many of our youth are using this. Many of them are using this in combination. Many of them are getting what do you call the impure form of these drugs. And what I have noticed is, from my clients, what I have noticed is the basic source from which they are getting these drugs. One is they are buying from vendors. It is usually cannabis. Otherwise, many of them via the darknet or via Telegram, which is a messenger, and they get this through door delivery. So why I am telling you this is, probably we need to be very watchful of this. We need to educate our people. We need to educate our students. We need to educate our youth that many a times they are receiving very impure forms, very dangerous forms, and it is causing a lot of health issues. This is something I, as a practicing psychiatrist, I have observed. Now I'll come to the stimulants. Which are the main stimulants? Of course, still the most common stimulant is nicotine, because when there is a talk on drug abuse, nicotine is often forgotten. But I'll tell you, this is the main gate. When you enter Manipal University from Tiger Circle, there is a big gate like that. To enter into this drug abuse, the first gate is nicotine. Most of them, because of friends' pressure or because of their feeling that stress is relieved, take to nicotine. They start using nicotine excessively. Then slowly they are introduced to other drugs. So I'll come to the problems with nicotine. Of course, other stimulants are cocaine and amphetamines. So these drugs stimulate the brain. Please understand this. They improve the alertness. See, there is no way we can scare students. You are all student leaders. Please understand, a doctor who abuses drugs knows that whatever I am going to tell you now, but he still takes it. So the scare technique does not work. Even if you have seen the corona pandemic, there is no point scaring the people. Giving them only the fact that you are going to die because of COVID has been counterproductive. Similarly, when it comes to drugs, educate the youth properly. Yes, there are drugs which increase the state of mental alertness. When somebody has a puff of nicotine, he does feel fresh. But the problem is it can also lead to other issues. This is what we need to tell. And when you want to speak authoritatively, you should be aware of what are the effects. So please understand, why does a student take the stimulants? Look at these effects. He is wakeful. You know, exam time is the time where you want to be wakeful. So there are many students who take drugs, especially the stimulants, especially the amphetamines, to keep themselves awake. They want to be alert. They want to have increased energy. But the problem is it can cause restlessness. It can cause confusion. It reduces their appetite. It makes them talkative. It leads to elevated blood pressure. We need to give them a very balanced knowledge about what are the effects of these stimulants. Cocaine is very rarely found, very costly drug, very rare. I have seen very handful of cases who have taken to cocaine. Of course, it is known to cause disinhibition. It makes people lose concentration. It can produce common cold-like symptoms, and it can affect the brain. In fact, they have found increase in risk of strokes in young people. It is known to cause even sudden vomiting of blood, sudden coughing of blood, what is called as hemoptysis. It can affect the heart. It is known to increase the rate of heart attacks in youth. Heroin, again, it is again, if you look at films, and if you might have seen, there is a film on Udta Punjab, which talks about very easy availability of opium in Punjab. In fact, what has happened is this is one drug which is very popular. Every drug addict wants to take it, but again, quite costly. I'll concentrate more on nicotine among these stimulants because this is a drug which is commonly available. Please understand, this is a drug from head to toe. It can cause problems. It can increase the clotting time. Thereby, there are problems. It can lead to problems in the lungs, asthma. It can cause gastritis. It is known to cause heart attacks in young. It is known to cause joint pains. It is known to cause backache. And please understand, nicotine works through what is called its action on the nicotinic receptors. It acts on the neurotransmitters of the brain, and because of which, if the person doesn't take nicotine, then he gets withdrawal symptoms. Here I am tempted to quote Dr. Pratima Murthy, who is currently the director of NIMHANS. She always used to say, willpower, the will's power is much stronger than willpower. Now, why I want to tell you this is, stopping nicotine involves a lot of problems with which are related to the brain. When they suddenly stop nicotine, they get a lot of withdrawal symptoms, and in fact, they require medical treatment. In fact, in Manipal University, I am aware that there was a tobacco cessation clinic run jointly by the psychiatry department and pulmonology department. Please, I request the youth who are already taking this tobacco, you please guide them. Tell them this is the gateway. This is a thing which can be bad. More information, more debates, more discussion in your blogs should be related to these sort of substances, so that youth are aware of these sort of what are the ill effects of these substances. And of course, this next is this amphetamine, which these people take to remain awake. They want to be awake, they want to be active, they want to study for exams. But look at this. It can lead to weight problems, it can lead to sexual dysfunction, it can lead to psychosis. I am reminded of a student from East Africa who used to get admitted in our psychiatry wards. He was basically at that time getting this amphetamine from his country, mainly to stay awake during exams. And come every exam, our man used to develop psychosis. Those were the days there was CCTV was not available. But he used to tell that the college management has put a TV in his room. With that, there was a mic, and that mic was conveying whatever he was doing to all others. I'm talking about 95, 96 when I was a student in Manipal University. So this boy, come every exam, he used to develop psychosis. Later on, we came to know he was abusing these amphetamines. So please understand, this drug which may improve your wakefulness, this drug which may make you feel you will read more, can spoil your brain. Please understand this. Now I'll come to what is called as these depressants. Depressants, alcohol is the most common depressant. Please understand, this is one, alcohol is the first among the drugs which is available at the gateway. Many of us have a lot of wrong notions about alcohol. We feel that alcohol is good for health. It reduces stress. Earlier they used to say apple a day keeps doctor away. Now they say peg a day keeps heart attacks away. There is no medical proof. There is not even an iota of truth about the fact that alcohol is good for health, alcohol is good for heart. Let me tell you, alcohol is associated with sudden heart attacks. Alcohol is associated with cardiomyopathy, a sort of a heart disorder. So forget this, that alcohol is good for health, alcohol is stress relieving. Please understand, alcohol, barbiturates, and even ganja is one of these depressants. Even opioids are classified as a type of depressants, and of course the benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines are drugs which are prescribed by doctors. They are highly addictive. They produce sedation. They relieve anxiety, but they may cause a lot of permanent problems, and especially if they are taken by pregnant women, it can harm the child which is to be born. So alcohol, many people will not know what are its problem. Memory loss, impaired judgment, mouth, throat and esophagus cancer. Heart disease, as I told you, it's associated with risk of blood pressure, stroke. Commonest cause of liver disease in our country is alcohol, and of course it can lead to gastritis, bleeding, diarrhea, ulcers in the stomach, and less known fact is it is known to cause reproductive disorders, impotency. It can damage the muscles, it can weaken our bones. These are certain things students should be aware of, and many a times it is not considered as a problem, but mind you, this is a very serious problem. It's a public health problem which is causing a lot of stress to our country's economy. Lot of patients develop heart diseases and cancer only because of alcohol, and it is devoid of any nutrition. It is absolutely unnecessary. It actually numbs our brain and it dulls our senses and our memory. Only thing is, it is a legally available drug and not much can be done about it. Now comes these benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines are drugs which are prescribed by we doctors. In fact, many students get hooked to this. In fact, I do remember there were 3 to 4 medical shops in and around Manipal which were very freely giving nitrazepam, clonazepam, alprazolam. In fact, around 8-9 years ago, I was one of the complainants because as I came to know from my clients that this particular thing was being dispensed without prescriptions. So please understand, these drugs given without prescriptions can prolong your sleep. It can reduce sexual interest. It can lead to erection problems. These are drugs not worth taking. So if your friend is using this drug for his medical problem, don't abuse it. And if you have been introduced to this drug, please have a look at it, discuss with your counselors, discuss with your doctors. Please understand these drugs can cause permanent long-term side effects. So basically these drugs in fact depress our central nervous system. Now I'll come to these opioids. Again, very commonly used drugs among the student population. That is why in fact I am concentrating on those drugs which are easily available and which are being abused by the student population. Basically this is available as cough syrup, Fencidil. It is available as injection buprenorphine. This is available as a it is available as basically tablets to relieve pain. These are available basically they are given as prescriptions, but ultimately many of them become addicts. They receive it by couriers, they receive it through their contacts in the dark net. TD Jessic is one such thing which was very commonly abused by student population, and basically these can lead to problems. It can lead to long-term usage, can lead to sedation, it can lead to confusion, it can lead to hallucinations, and of course morphine. This is very commonly abused, especially by nurses and pharmacy students. This is what I have found even in my practice, because it is, and of course doctors, not to leave them far. So basically because it is easily available to them as a painkiller, especially in cancer, or it is available post-op, they use this. Of course there are some morphine synthetic this one like pentazocine, which are very commonly abused. Now I'll come to what is called as these party drug hallucinogens. These are substances, in fact if you look at this definition, drugs that cause a person to sense things that don't actually exist. These people, when they take this drug, there is some altered signal processing in the brain. There is a problem with regard to their thought processing. So they start seeing things when there is nothing. These are called, the commonest drug used is LSD. There are drugs like ketamine, which is very easily available in the operation theater. In fact, this is a drug which we psychiatrists are using for treatment of depression also. I don't have any personal experience or usage among my clientele, but of course there are reports about this. So these drugs basically act in different ways. They take it in the form of a pill or smoke, and what it does is it leads to secretion of certain chemicals like serotonin and acetylcholine, and as they take it, they start developing vivid, as you see the photo here, they see very colorful things, they see surroundings become very bright, they are lighted, and this makes them happy. And of course these drugs can cause a lot of problems also. It can increase the heart rate, it can cause tremors, it can cause elevation in sugar levels. It is harmful to the health. So please understand, these drugs are no jokes. Now I'll come to the most nowadays we talk about trends on social media. Similarly, a drug which is in trend today is cannabis. You ask any youth, they tell more about what is called as a medical marijuana, medical use of cannabis. Please understand, though there are reports about medical usage, this can cause a lot of problems. It causes dizziness, it affects your concentration, it causes headache, it causes a lot of anxiety. So none of these drugs can be solution to your problems. I would say basically when I talk about solutions, I would first of all compliment my alma mater Manipal University for introducing this concept of Marina. In fact, I am a very rich beneficiary of this Marina because my entire family uses Marina. In fact, I would urge you, once this pandemic is over, each and every of the student leaders, not only should you enroll yourself in Marina, ask your friends. I am told even the MIT campus also is going to have a Marina. It's going to be really good. Please understand, the solution is getting kicked not by drugs but by exercise. In fact, as I told you, my personal experience tells me when we do exercise, when we walk, when we do swimming, when we do cycling, there is this release of endogenous opioids. This is the solution. Our solution is to produce opium from our own body, and that is possible by exercise. This reduces our stress. This brings about a sense of well-being. My dear youth, my request is please become addicted to this. Become addicted to reading, become addicted to exercise, become addicted to voluntary service. They are the better solutions which can give you a high, because if you are addicted to drugs, the most important thing is hospitalization. Why I'm telling you this is, even with best of hospitals, best of support, only 30% of alcoholics are sober after the end of 1 year. 10% of smokers leave smoking at the end of 1 year. 5% of ganja addicts quit ganja totally at the end of 1 year. Of course, we use a lot of methods like behavior therapy, occupational therapy, counseling. So many things are there, but it's a Chakravyuh. I'm sure all of you have heard of Chakravyuh in Mahabharata. Abhimanyu, an adolescent, knew how to enter the Chakravyuh, but he could not come out of it. And there is only 2 people knew how to bring him out. And the same is the story here. India needs at least 39,000 psychiatrists, and there are only around 9 to 11,000 psychiatrists. So even then, with best possible psychiatric treatment, it is very difficult for the psychiatrist to help you to come out of this. So please understand, prevention is better than cure. And of course, you as leaders, you require knowledge. That is what I have tried to give you. Why a person takes drugs, from where do they get these drugs? And of course, I didn't touch more on laws, but please understand, a person procuring cannabis, using cannabis, that itself is enough for imprisonment as per the laws. And of course, treatment programs, and of course, community organizing skills you need to conduct as leaders. I request you, please conduct awareness programs in the university. What I have seen is, when we conduct some programs like this, students show very less interest. So I would say, instead of having, because it is my personal experience with the the student welfare team of Manipal University itself, around 4 years ago, we conducted some street plays. Some of your own peers were interested in organizing street plays, but very few people come. When they get the news that it is about drugs, people who don't use drugs, they feel, hey, what is there? Why should we go? People who use drugs, if we go there, we will be branded. So what is needed is, probably you need to incorporate these things in your college day programs, even in the classes. In fact, I remember I would compliment the MIT director, Mr. Srikant Rao, and earlier director G.K. Prabhu. They took active interest. In fact, we have conducted classes for the students. I have personally gone and taken classes on drug abuse in between their academics. So this is what we need to do. We need to give them more information, sometimes by force, so that, see, the basic thing is, they need to be aware that drug addiction can affect their health. Some of them who are taking to this, they should accept that they are taking this. They need to analyze that they have to come out of these drugs. And more than that, they need to take action. They need to take counseling. Don't run away from counselors. In fact, what is needed is, you need to talk to them. You need to tell them why you are taking drugs, or why you feel like taking drugs. A problem shared is problem halved. A problem kept in mind is problem doubled. So please understand this. So of course, lot of these sort of programs, the Nasha Mukt Abhiyan of government is basically aiming at this, trying to develop a public policy, giving proper education, treatment, and of course, law enforcement has to be done properly by the police. And of course, our own public policies should see that there is reduction in supply and availability of drugs, and of course, reduce the demand for drugs. So my dear youth leaders, I request you, whenever you see a person who is using this drug, please give your ears to him. Don't give your mouth. Then if he is not listening, raise your voice, tell him what exactly is happening. Raise your voice about this problem of drug abuse. See, the biggest problem with us is we are in denial. We say, if we say that there is use of drugs in our campus, then people will not come to our college. This is untrue. Please understand, every college has this problem, has its share of woes when it comes to drugs. Raise your voice, let it be known, let us create awareness. And of course, you leaders, don't experiment, say no to drugs, say no to alcohol. When it comes to your choice between your future and drugs, let it be your future. Let us all work towards a drug-free life. And in fact, I compliment the Student Welfare Department for taking up this project of Nasha Mukt Abhiyan, and I am very proud to be a part of this program, which is run by my alma mater, one of the best private universities in this country. I take pride to be a part of this program, and even in future, if any programs are required, I am always there to be a part of this. And I thank Madam Geeta Maya, who has been instrumental in conducting this sort of programs and also giving me this opportunity. And I thank you for a patient listening. If there are any questions, I am open to it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the detailed talk on the repercussions of drug abuse and the suggestions to overcome their addiction. Your vast knowledge and experience are truly impressive. I'm sure this talk will greatly benefit all our participants, and we will definitely take you up on your suggestion and invite you to all related webinars and talks henceforth. If there are any suggestions from our participants, we will ask them to write in later. We'll share a feedback form with them later, and we will forward them to you, sir. We had conducted a slogan writing competition to mark the beginning of the Nasha Mukt Udpi Abhiyan project. This competition was open to all the staff and students at MAHE, where the winning slogan would be chosen as a tagline for the project for the entire year. We received 71 amazing entries, and here they are being presented on screen. All 71 participants have done a wonderful job and are winners in their own right. However, our eminent judges have selected two best slogans. Before I announce the results, I would like to introduce our judges. We have Dr. Aarti Rao, Deputy Director of Student Affairs from the Mangalore campus, Dr. Praveen K. Shetty, Assistant Professor at Manipal Institute of Technology, and Dr. Shubha H.S., Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Media Studies at Manipal Institute of Communication. Dear judges, I would like to sincerely thank you for your time and efforts in selecting our two best slogans. I'm sure the task was not easy, but we do have the results. And they are the two best slogans are from Ms. Cynthia Menezes from Manipal Institute of Technology and Ms. Andrika from the Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Freedom for drugs, freedom for life, and stop today for a better tomorrow are the two taglines that we have chosen, which will represent and be displayed in the Nasha Mukt Urpi Abhiyan project for the entire year. I thank you both for sending these winning entries. Everyone who had registered and are present at this webinar, we will receive an e-certificate after you fill the feedback form. When you fill the feedback form, please do mention your email IDs as well and kindly give us suggestions on how we can improve our future sessions and any ideas that you may have or any talks that you may want to listen to in the future. Today's webinar would not have been a success, but for the efforts and cooperation of all those involved. I now request Dr. Ashwini Kumar, Deputy Director of Student Affairs, to express our sincere and heartfelt gratitude to them. Over to you, Dr. Ashwini.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Department of Student Affairs, MAHE, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our acclaimed speaker, Dr. P.V. Bhandari, for accepting our invitation and inspiring us with his informative and enlightening talk. I'm sure each one of us has gained a better understanding on vulnerability of youth to substance abuse and how to tackle the situation in an effective manner. I'm certain that this talk would make a difference to the way we handle youth who have become victims to this menace. With deep sense of appreciation, I thank the MAHE officials, heads of various institutions, faculty members, and student friends for their constant support and motivation. My special thanks to all the participants from various institutions for showing us their interest and attending today's talk. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Geeta Maya, Director Student Affairs, MAHE, for welcoming the audience and also for her rock-solid support and encouragement throughout. I would like to thank the Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Nikita Menezes, Legal Executive, MAHE, for introducing the speaker and taking us through today's program in an efficient manner. My heartfelt thanks to Mr. Calvin Allen D'Souza, Student Counselor of Department of Student Affairs, MAHE Manipal, for his technical coordination throughout this event. On this occasion, I also express my gratitude to the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for entrusting us with the project Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan. A special thanks to Mr. Satish Kamath and his team for rendering uninterrupted high-speed internet for the entire event. The audiovisual team of MAHE, headed by Mr. Suresh, have rendered their invaluable support for recording video messages of MAHE authorities. We are very grateful to them. Many thanks are also due to the Deputy Directors, Dr. Veena Maben and Mr. Roshan David Jatanna. My sincere thanks to Dr. Binil, Associate Professor from MCon MAHE, and Dr. Ryan Matthias, Student Counselor of Department of Student Affairs, for their wholehearted support and encouragement. Finally, a big thank you to each one of you. Wish you a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. for expressing your gratitude, and thank you for all your contributions towards conducting this webinar. With this, we have come to the end of the webinar on drug abuse in youth. I would like to end this session with a quote from Bob Riley. He said, "Drugs are the enemies of ambition and hope, and when we fight against drugs, we are fighting for the future." I understand that recovery is hard, but regret is much worse. Remember, there is no problem in this world that has a solution called drugs, but there are many problems that are a result of drug abuse. So keep trying and never give up. Together, we will win this fight against drug abuse. Stay healthy, stay safe.